Hey, if I start slurring, somebody be like,
We should have got him 2 bags.
"Yeah, you should have doubled up on the pork rinds, brother."
My goal is to try to get people who can't understand where we're coming from, where you see what's going on in the world right now. I panicked a little bit.
Hey, man, it brings back the old days.
I was always ready to go. Like, oh, anytime you show up to the party with this, it better be drinkable.
All right. Welcome, guys, to another episode of Sports Time.
Sports talk.
We are back. We got Anthony calling in remote. Apparently we found him. Apparently
in the bunker.
Yeah, he's in the bunker. Apparently he's been locked in there for a while. So we finally got him. We tracked him down. I don't know where he got this camera from, but he's I think he's a hostage somewhere.
Yeah, he's getting that what's that syndrome they call it? When you start to fucking like your captor and shit.
Shoot. I know what you're talking about.
Captor love syndrome.
Yeah.
No.
What the fuck is it called?
Man.
Stockholm syndrome? Stockholm syndrome.
There it is.
Yeah. Look at the big brain on Ken.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and start off with the Super Bowl aftermath.
All right, guys. As predicted by myself here and Mr. James.
Yep.
Tom Brady yet again comes out victorious, man, and dominant. And I want to say he got into an issue with Mathieu, if that's how you say his name on the Chiefs, the safety.
Matthew,
whatever.
Sound like you sneezed.
Yeah, Mathieu.
Hey, but you know what? This is just a reflection on like my picks. I think I've been right the most this year, and I picked the Super Bowl.
And you know what? I just started like,
you guys owe me a steak.
This guy's, is it you?
I'm sure.
I'll take you to
steak. Was it you?
I'm pretty sure I won.
You?
I would say I'd go this far as to say I'll take you out to your own personal steak, and then you and Anthony could go and have a good time and go out to your steak there.
Wow, so you don't want to just all hang out together? That's cool, I guess. Just replay.
So I gotta eat a steak in Anthony's front yard. How is that fair?
He's with the fucking broomstick handed to you.
It's in the foil.
I'll go buy a tomahawk.
Yeah. All right. So
anyway,
go curbside.
Yeah. Anyway, man. So again, yeah. I obviously, guys. Tom Brady yet again, 7th ring, 7th championship. A few things I wanted to kind of point out was Mathieu or however the fuck you want to say his name. Apparently, man, I always said to my dad's a huge Chiefs fan. I remember texting my dad right there and saying, hey, you guys are gonna be in trouble. You know what I mean? Don't piss off the GOAT. Anyway, they did, and I thought he threw a touchdown pass to
Brown.
Antonio Brown. With who's guarding him? That gentleman right there. And wow. And then ran up and talked shit to him. And I was like, I've never seen Tom Brady act like that, but god damn it, I like it.
Yeah, it was great.
You said he balled out in the Super Bowl. I mean, he had a good game. I don't know if he had a great game.
I think well, my thought is this. I think they played to their strengths. I think they understood, hey, look, we don't have to hit them with the big shots. We don't have to go crazy. We will beat them with what they give us. And then that's exactly what they did. It looked like the play calls were directly to do so, and that's what they did. They're running deep routes, whatever, but they're trying to get, you know what I mean? They're getting the yards they need. They're running curl routes, they're running slants, things like that to get where they need to go. And then they won the game. And their fucking running game was on point, man. The Fournette, man. Leonard Fournette, dude, that guy was just fucking, he's like beast mode-ish. You know what I mean? That guy was just like, I ain't going down until I'm going down, son.
Well, that's what he was known for in college. So, I mean, you would hope to see it in the pros, right? I have a question. Mahomes, flop or not? Do you guys think he flopped in the Super Bowl? I think overall the Super Bowl flopped, period. I thought it was a terrible game, but
I think Mahomes definitely didn't play well. I think the whole Chiefs didn't play well. So I think their defense didn't play well. Obviously, their offensive line didn't really play well, but I don't completely blame the offensive line. I know they're taking a lot of heat for this loss, but when Mahomes gets out of the pocket, it's hard to defend a quarterback when they get out of the pocket. And he clearly, that's part of his game.
Yeah.
But usually there's a receiver open that he can dump the ball off to.
They couldn't get open.
Play.
They still couldn't get open.
Yeah, so they had a great defensive plan against them. So I can't say the offensive line completely failed. It's just the offensive line didn't fail. The defensive line just outplayed them.
I think the Bucs secondary actually showed up, man. I think they came and said, "Hey, look, you know what? What are their two weapons? There's two weapons on the Chiefs. That's going to be Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce." And they basically said we're going to game plan for them. We're stay in front behind them, behind Tyreek Hill. We're not going to give you the big shot. No way. And then with Kelsey, you're going to run zones and shit in the middle. You know what I mean? So it's hard to really capitalize on that. That's my take
So-
on. Yeah, go ahead.
To your point, I don't think the secondary, I don't think it was mainly them. I think they were allowed to double cover because of what the, defensive line could do. JPP came to play. Donovan Sue was controlling that inside position, allowing for them to double. Now, I do blame the Chiefs' offensive line. I do think, they definitely didn't give Patrick Mahomes at all any time to throw. He was literally hiking the ball, catching it, and he was running, but not a controlled run like they do. He was running for his life. Like, he just wasn't having any time. And any of the throws that he did make, I felt like were incredible athletic throws that, he had to pull out of a hat. So, I don't think it was a flop. He definitely had a terrible game. But I feel like it's more on the offensive line and definitely more on the coaching because you knew the package that the Bucs were running in the first half.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that the coaches didn't make any changes. It looked like they came out with the same packages and the same plays and nothing changed to a point to what James had said a different time we were talking. They just came in. I feel like they and I agree with them, but they came in too big-headed. They thought they had this game in the bag and they didn't show the respect that needed to be showed to Brady and the Bucs. So
yeah,
that's my point on it.
I think it's a big nod to the Buccaneers defense, man. I think you're absolutely right, Anthony. First off, you're used to seeing second half adjustments. We saw none. It was the same shit. Nothing changed. But I thought the Buccaneers defense as a whole unit really just came out and performed. I think like they came out, they were hungry for it. I think my thought is Tom Brady in the locker room was a great presence to have there, and kind of really, I saw something too. One of the players was talking about like, oh man, I didn't win the Pro Bowl, get a nod to the Pro Bowl, and he's like, who gives a fuck? Pro Bowl's not what we're here for. We're here for one thing, and that's the Super Bowl.
They got it.
But you have to have that mindset, right? Like you can't sit here and try to get these individual accolades. You have to see the big picture, and I mean, I think that's on all aspects of life. If you can see the big picture, then now you're on the right track. I think they as a whole unit, the Bucs were on the right track to getting there. They came out and act like they were on that track. I think the Chiefs, what I've seen before too, at least in my opinion, I think a lot of times some teams kind of get like, oh man, look, no one can stop us. Like look at this guy, he's the fastest guy in the league. You can't stop that. Look at our quarterback, you can't catch him. And then you shut that down.
I love the part where they did the cheetahs, peace sign.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like you can't say shit at that point. All he did was put his head down and run off to the sideline.
Yeah.
Like you can't say nothing at that point. They literally hit him in the mouth and shut him up. But I just want to say I think Brady cemented his GOATness, right? 7 Super Bowls. I don't know if Mahomes could ever do anything to match that. Even if he did, is he the GOAT? And how about that celebration?
Yeah, well, real quick, I just want to say this too, man. Again, like I said before, initially everybody said Tom Brady is just in the system. He's a system quarterback. And now he comes out of that system and still performs to the greatest extent you can and wins another Super Bowl. My hat's off to that, to Tom Brady every day of the week, man. As a Bronco fan, he's in AFC. I've always been like, get to hell with this guy. However, if there was ever a time to give him his respect, now's his time. Now's the time, in my opinion.
I mean, I think Brock Osweiler is still going to give him a run for his money.
Yeah, obviously,
overall,
Brock,
overall, right?
and Tebow and Drew Lock and fucking Lynch and every fucking other shitty quarterback we've had. You know what I mean?
But I also do want to end this particular talking about the Super Bowl as giving out the right MVP, right? Because I think the MVP of the Super Bowl actually wasn't a player. I think it was Bowles. I think it was Bowles who had the defense drawn up. He had the guys ready to where they had to be. Everybody was in position. Great game plan against the Chiefs. The only time Patrick Mahomes has ever been not in the end zone was against this defense in the biggest stage of his career. Not the biggest stage of his career, but in the biggest game of a lot of these guys' career. So I think Todd Bowles was definitely the MVP in my eyes as far as who came and showed what they can do as far as defensive coordinator and getting those guys in the right position, good game plan. And I guarantee, even though we didn't see adjustments from the Chiefs, I guarantee he probably had a secondary game plan for the second half. They didn't adjust, so he didn't have to adjust. They did their job. You see Patrick Mahomes roll out of the pocket. You see it all year long. But these guys still chased him down and went and attacked him and made it very difficult for him in and out of the pocket. So
I want to point out,
was the MVP for me.
I want to point out, though, Patrick Mahomes ran backwards for 497 yards.
Yeah.
Like 400, and that's more than their whole offense had the whole game.
I do want to give that streaker credit. I think he had more rushing yards than the Chiefs combined. So
Yeah. Hey, did you hear about the bet that guy made?
yeah, the guy made a bet as well.
That guy made a shit ton of money on doing that. What a fuck? What a genius! You know what I mean?
I
Apparently,
think he made like 375,000.
apparently, yeah.
Yeah, for a $500 fine. Fuck it. Like, yeah, I'll do that every day of the week.
He put $50K, right?
Yeah, some shit like that. Yeah, like, there won't be one. And then he just said, fuck it, I'll take it in my own hands, dude, and I'll take the fine. I don't care.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not mad at that, man.
I want to say one thing really quick. That stat you just said, 497 yards of running for your life. If that doesn't tell you that the offensive line wasn't doing shit that game, I don't know what will.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right, man. But they were injured, the offensive line. They were injured. They had to move players around to positions they don't normally play. That'll lend itself well to this kind of thing happening. It is unfortunate how on the big stage when you get there and this is what happens. This is, like we say all the time, any given Sunday, who's on the line, who's ready to play, and that's what we saw this week.
exactly.
Oh, yeah. They should have had Jamie Foxx out there for sure.
Willie Beeman.
So the Super Bowl.
I keep the latest.
Steaming. Oh, I was gonna say steaming.
So the parade they had, right?
Yeah, so they had a boat parade, right?
Parade.
Due to COVID restrictions these days, Anthony could respect this. You know what I mean? They're trying to social distance. So they had 15 guys on one boat, all huddled around each other. But it's cool. You got 30 different boats floating around, so that makes sense. You know what I mean? And then they're throwing trophies from boat to boat, passing the shit around. It's all good though. Then we got your boy Tom Brady. He gets a little lit, as we find out later. They stand on in the boat, holding the Lombardi, the sought after trophy that is the Lombardi Trophy. And this man decides, you know what? This is Tom Brady we're talking about. This is like the golden boy. This is the NFL's fucking protege, the model of what you want to be. And here he is with their highest regarded trophy, throwing it, hurling it from one boat to another. To who else? To Gronk. You know what I mean? Like, hey, buddy. All right. Who's probably also wasted. All right. It's probably a terrible idea.
I think Brake caught it.
Yeah,
The other
but they were throwing it to Gronk. You know what I mean? He was throwing it to Gronk, dude.
Gronk actually lost his privileges to the Lombardi.
Yeah, as he's dropped one before.
Yeah,
you know
well, he bunted from Edelman. Edelman threw him a pitch at the Boston game. He bunted with the trophy and dented it. So apparently he hasn't even touched the trophy as much as they wouldn't allow him to, really.
Well,
So yeah, so he threw the trophy. It actually was kind of refreshing to see them like not have a typical parade or no parade at all.
yeah.
It's cool to see him out there on boats having a good time. It was different. It was fun.
Welcome to Florida, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything's possible.
Right.
Anything?
I do real quick while we're on the subject. I do want to talk about Bruce Arians. Now, Bruce Arians, he got gifted a Super Bowl, right? Great defensive coordinator on his side. The team pulled together. They were playing out of their mind.
I wouldn't go that far. Say he was gifted it.
To me, he got this because he was on the coattail of
I think
Tom Brady.
Steve Kerr was gifted the Warriors. I don't think. I thought Steven Jackson went over there and really built the fucking team.
Mark Jackson.
My bad.
Yeah, he went over
Jackson.
there.
Mark
He went over
Jackson.
there.
Mark Jackson.
Yeah, but
Hands down, man down. You know what I mean?
but this is not the team Bruce Arians built. This came after the fact. After Bruce Arians went there, Tom comes to town. He brings some players with him. I mean, when Gronkowski ends the game with 2 touchdowns, I mean that's the Tom freaking Rob connection right there. They got that done in the Super Bowl, and then Antonio Brown caught the other one. So you got a team that Tom kind of brought together in some fashion. I'm not saying that he gifted it to him in that sense. I'm just saying, will he win again? I don't know. And would he have won with any other quarterback? They didn't have one before Tom Brady came to Tampa. They let go of Jameis Winston. So so we'll see. The only thing I didn't like was Bruce Arians like talking shit about the Patriots or what Gronk and Tom were able to do with the Patriots. he came out and said, "Oh, when Tom's coaching, I let him coach. I know he wasn't allowed to do that before."
Yeah.
And then when they needed, when Gronk needed games off, he was like, "Yeah, I would say don't even bother showing up Wednesday or whatever.
Yeah,
I know you weren't allowed to do that before. Now's not the time to talk shit about the Patriots. It's time to relish in the victory of being world champions." So I don't think he necessarily needed to make those comments, especially not now. It just wasn't in the scope, I don't think. So I don't really appreciate the fact that he did that. But I guess when you're on top of the world, you say whatever the fuck you want, right? Can't be mad at that either.
Yeah, so I actually like Bruce Arians. I liked him back with the Cardinals, what he did with that team. I also felt like he was just out of pocket with what he was saying. That you don't need to speak the Patriots' name or anybody else, right? So I agree with that.
Yeah, I think just the correct etiquette when you've won. Don't lower yourself back down to anybody else's standards, right? You have won. You don't need to do it anymore. It's already that speaks for itself, right? You know what I mean? You've battled all season long to get there. You've got there. That enough said. You don't have to point out to them, and it lowers your standards and lowers where you are if you do so. So let that ride.
I wish Arians that would have actually asked everybody if they wanted to eat a W after the game. That would have really just catapulted him to the top.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I wish Tom Brady would have done it. Like, you guys want to eat a W?
Tom Brady's been eating W's his whole career.
Eat a W.
That's why it would be
Eat a
great.
W.
Because finally, someone who said it actually eats W's.
Yeah. And just so we're clear, Tom Brady is going to have knee surgery this offseason
Oh my
to
god.
apparently clean up his knee. Apparently, he's been dealing with a knee injury all season, hasn't missed a practice, hasn't taken time off, but now he's going to actually clean up his knee.
I think he's pretty old, so he probably has a lot of cartilage damage.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's time that he probably took care of that, right? You come off Super Bowl win. It's time to fix it. See what you can do next year. All right, so
well,
moving
go
on.
ahead, James.
No, moving on.
Let's transition.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I know in the last segment, Ken said that he wouldn't give any credit to Steve Kerr or anybody for coaching. Speaking of that, going into the NBA a little bit, I want to throw out a couple of stats here and see if you know who maybe. So I know there's a favorite now because I talk a lot about LaMelo Ball, but so a stat line of 29.6 points per game, 5.4 rebounds, 5.9 assists, with the 48.7 overall. If I gave you that stat line, who does that tell you who it is? If you guys,
what was the points per game?
29.6.
Ooh, 29.6.
And run through them again. Sorry.
29.6 points per game, 5.4 rebounds, 5.9 assists, with 48.7% average on shooting.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say Kevin Love.
Oh my god.
He's back, baby.
Guess.
He's back.
No, I mean I'd have to go with someone, and I don't think you're stating the obvious. You might be talking about maybe LeBron.
I'd say Luka.
Yeah, it could be Luka. I know LeBron's playing out of his mind this season. MVP candidate. I don't know. I think you're going outside of like the normal.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna stick to the normal. I haven't checked stat lines lately, so
So let me ask you, before I give you who it is, let me ask you, would you say this is MVP caliber stat line?
I would say at this point in the season, it's looking pretty damn good for your team. Yeah.
Okay.
Especially because it's well rounded.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Look, if you ask that question though, then I have to see other player stat lines as well, and you know what I mean. I have to have the comparison in there to be able to say something accurately.
I got one more. So the next stat line is 25.5 points per game, 7.9 rebounds, 7.9 assists, 49.5 from the field. All right. Well, who would you say is more of an MVP?
The second one seems more like a LeBron stat to me.
I gotta see these. I gotta see these numbers. Yeah, you're good.
I'm gonna say that seems more like
You're
LeBron
good.
to me.
So that was LeBron. That was LeBron's stat line. And the first stat line I gave you for the 29.6 points per game is none other than Stephen Curry. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Well, what did he have fucking the other day? Like fucking 50 something points.
And I only bring that up because I feel like Stephen Curry does not get the credit that he deserves.
Can you stop calling him
Since he's been
Stephen Curry?
injured.
It's so weird to call him Stephen Curry.
You sound like Dell.
Okay, my bad. Steph Curry.
Yeah, dude.
Steph Curry. My bad.
Yeah.
I call him Steph Curry. There you go, Steph Curry. You happy?
Yeah.
Steph Curry. And then I just want to throw in there. LaMelo Ball's the GOAT, by the way.
Oh my God, you shut your fucking mouth. You have dirty fucking mouth right now.
Let's not forget about
I'm just
Zion.
kidding.
Come on.
Yeah, Zion's
I'm
a
just
monster,
kidding. I'm
dude.
playing. Look, first and foremost, I like Zion. Zion's my over LaMelo. But I just want to make the point that this stat line is comparable to LeBron. LeBron's getting a lot of MVP hype. Stephen Curry is not. So I want to get on that bandwagon of getting Steph Curry to that MVP talk again. He was a 2-time MVP player, and he's doing it now without his splash brother, Klay Thompson. So there's just a lot of good players out there right now. A lot of exciting basketball going on, and yeah.
I want to highlight.
Really all I have.
I want to highlight one thing real quick though, right? The other day, Steph Curry had a big game. I think he had like fucking 57 points or something, right? But if I'm not mistaken, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure they lost the game, right? So fuck does it matter? I can't call you the most valuable player if your team's not winning the games, because that is the most valuable asset to the team, is to win the game.
Well, I mean, you got to look at the team. He doesn't have his other all-star player with him.
Right? Look,
he's got. And granted, yes, he's got what's his name? I forget his name.
Draymond.
They always say he looks like Donkey. What's his name?
Draymond Green.
Right?
Donkey.
You fucking
Draymond Green. They do.
That's fucked up.
They do. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but like, you know what? He he's a great all-around player, but he's just I don't think he was ever that all-star that they made him out to be. I thought he was carried a lot.
He's a decent defender.
What I'm saying is, he's a good player. He's a solid player, but he is not Klay Thompson. Right?
No,
he is not. He's like, if you look at the Lakers, Klay Thompson and Steph Curry are LBJ and AD, and who would Draymond be on the Lakers? Who's the third guy? TMT now, and then even then TMT can put the ball in the basket, but
Draymond can score.
Sometimes you got to look at you. Come on, dude. He can't score like that. He can't score like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a scorer. He's not a scorer, and he can't shoot no more.
When they were winning though, he was knocking down shots. Like, that's okay to give him that,
because he's wide open.
Yeah, well, right, because I mean, you have fucking 6 other players on the court when you only have 5 on the court that can knock down threes all day. That you live by the 3, you die by the 3, right? And so people get injured, they go out of the game, and these kind of things happen, and that's what you see with the Warriors today.
So, but that's what I'm trying to make the point, that Curry is doing what he's doing, and his team is in the playoff hunt right now. He's doing what he's doing, and he doesn't have his other all-star, where you could see that with Draymond, right? When Curry and Thompson were there, Draymond fed off of being wide open. Draymond fed off of the putbacks because there was other people guarding those other 2 players. Now you see him, and he could only do what he does defensively and rebound-wise. But the scoring ain't there no more.
Right.
So that's what I'm going to make a point is Curry is Curry is carrying his team on his back right now. So let's give him some credit.
Yeah,
LBJ's doing his thing too.
Yeah,
he should also be MVP.
I'll give Curry his credit too, because usually when you see a team that's not good, because obviously they're missing some important pieces, he still goes out there and balls, and when they do win, it's single-handedly because he's contributing to the team in that way. So I do give him credit for not laying down. There's nothing more I hate than a superstar who doesn't just finish out the season strong, go out there, play hard every night. So I do give him credit for actually going out there and actually scoring points and winning. And you can't expect too much from the Warriors right now, but you see him going out there and balling out. So you got to give him his credit. It's going to come down. It's too early in the season right now. So you're going to have to see what happens further down the line with rest and everything that goes on through there. Kerr already came out and said he's not going to overplay him just for wins. So I know that they're not going to overuse him. So his stats are going to drop at a certain point during the season, which is obviously going to affect everything. But I mean, for him to be going head to head with LeBron for MVP candidate, it's a good thing, especially for him coming off of not participating in the bubble and not having a good team for the last year and a half. So he's going out there, he's doing his thing. So I can't be mad at that.
And just a quick stat, LeBron James is shooting basically 40% from three-point line. So this man is aging like fine wine.
Oh yeah, like a nice glass of whiskey. Yeah.
So that's basically the stats that I had to compare. I wanted to get into a little bit of MLB real quick with just what the Dodgers are the signing that they had, and just how they shape up for the season. I completely understand Ken not understanding anything about winning baseball, as he is an Angels fan. So if you want to chime in at all, but I completely understand you're an Angel fan.
Yeah, no, he's taking a piss right now, so he's not here.
Okay,
but continue.
So just so just the point of basically the Dodgers coming out and making a lot of noise with signing Trevor Bauer. I believe he's the defending Cy Young Award winner, adding him to the rotation. So, what are your takes on that? Where do you think that puts the Dodgers this season?
Well, go ahead and read off the rotation for me, because I know you sent it to me earlier this week. Okay. You're like, what are you thinking?
Yeah. So basically for the Dodgers, I'm going to start off with Kershaw, right? Previous Cy Young Award winner, Buehler, great pitcher. Will win a Cy Young one of these years. Bauer, Cy Young Award winner. David Price, Cy Young Award winner. You have an interchangeable of going with Dustin May or Julio Urias, right? I prefer Urias. That's my guy. But on the other side, you have Darvish. Come on, we know who he is. But Snell, Snell, LeMay, Musgrove, Paddock, and Clevenger. Who do you think, just from those names, who has a deeper rotation? Who could make more damage? Who could do more damage?
I didn't hear Jensen in there. Is that
just the starting rotation, right?
The starting rotation.
Well, bullpen and all that. Yeah. Well, I think number one, these players.
Hold on. I think you're asking about Troy Percival. Right? That's what you're asking about?
He doesn't know what he's asking about.
I have no clue.
No,
but you don't even know who Troy Percival is? Oh my goodness!
Just like, does Jensen, is he a baseball player? Is he on the team?
Well, just in terms of winning baseball teams, a lot of it starts with just the rotation and then the bullpen, right? So we've had great bullpens in the past. This is a chance for us to have a good starting 5 rotation. And like you said, Urias, when he moves into that starting job, I've told you for when he lost that starting position, I told you that's where he belonged. He belonged in the starting rotation. It's nice to see him perform well last World Series and kind of gain that confidence. And I want to see him as a starter. He's got good stuff. When he was coming up, it was comparable to Kershaw. It was like a young Kershaw, can go out there, left-hander. His only downfall was making a few mistakes. So if he can clean that up, come out strong, he's confident. He's already got the World Series win out of the way. And then you add those veterans there and people who have won the Cy Young Award winners, we have a good starting 5, which I think it sets us up for wins, and that puts us into the playoffs. And as long as we can sustain that bullpen, I think we're in a good position. I'm happy with what we've done there. That's the one position every offseason that we didn't shore up, and now we're going up there, we're shoring that up. I think it only sets us up to be a strong team coming out the gate.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think Urias rounds out that rotation, and I think at one day he could be a Cy Young Award winner. And if not that, if he decides to go into the bullpen, he's the next closer. You saw it in the World Series, how he would come out, he'd attack those hitters with his great stuff, and I only think that boosted his confidence more. I think when I compare both rotations, I know people want to give Darvish a lot of credit, but since he left the Dodgers, Darvish may have been good with the Cubs, but they were not in the thick of things where there's a pressure moment. The guy's, I'm not going to say he sucks. He's obviously a pro player, but he's cracked under pressure. And I don't care for him. So I count that as just not even a wash. I just count that as a loss for them. Snell, he had a good game in the World Series. He doesn't scare me. I don't know. There's really no guys that I think are better than any of the guys we have in the rotation for the Dodgers. So I see a possible back-to-back World Series and just cementing the first World Series, because I hear a lot of talk about people saying that it's not a real World Series, that there was a shortened season and yada yada yada. Win it again, cement it, shut everybody up, and that's it. Trevor Bauer, another Cy Young Award winner, shut everybody up as well, because people were talking shit that the Dodgers weren't making any noise. So
I'd like to point out the fact that the 2002 World Series was a real World Series, and we all know who won that. So.
Well, we know the Rally Monkey was MVP that year, like I said before.
Hey, take it or leave it, brother. They won, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever,
The
whatever
the
asterisk.
rally
Okay,
monkey.
whatever.
The
Couldn't,
rally monkey.
couldn't do it in a regular season, but all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Oh, shit's shortened.
So the Lakers
Here we
don't
are.
count them either, right?
Put an asterisk next to them too. They have how many more to cover it? What has it been? Fucking 30 years since the Dodgers won one. So please get off my case, son.
How long has it been? I don't even remember. I don't even think
2002, Anthony.
It's coming up on 19 years.
2002,
So
Anthony.
they'll be there soon.
And they don't look any not even one day closer to a championship. So
No.
They had the greatest player ever, and that's Mr. Trout.
Yeah, he sold out when he took that contract.
Yeah, I would have sold out too for the fucking $500 million. I'm like, yeah, whatever,
he
dude.
could have got that somewhere else. He could have got that
Whatever.
somewhere else.
Oh, well, you
and
know
actually
what?
won.
He loves
And
Anaheim.
actually performed when it counted.
He performs.
LA.
I've never seen him
LA.
perform, but I imagine he's good at it.
That ain't LA, brother. I don't know what you're saying.
If that ain't LA, then I don't know what the fuck is, man. Okay, that's the most LA thing we've ever heard.
What is?
Nothing, man. I don't know.
He
Whatever.
doesn't know what he's saying.
We get
again.
off track.
All right, so go ahead and if you want to close this out with the closing statement, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. What do you got? You got anything you want to get off your chest in terms of sports, real quick? Closing statement.
So for me, and I think you guys touched on it last week. I think if you get the ability and you get the chance to be at a professional sporting event, don't act a fool.
Streak.
Don't take off your fucking mask. Don't take off your mask. I wish they would have hit that streaker so fucking hard. You know, there's shit going on out here. You're lucky enough to be at these games. Don't do stupid shit.
If I had the chance to win the money that guy won, I would have fucking shit. Dude.
To be fair, they couldn't bring him down.
Me too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'm like, for COVID, I don't give a shit.
The Chiefs should actually look into signing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could use a running game.
Yeah, wow.
So-
That's a good point. Yeah, they couldn't run for
You know,
shit.
for the money that he made, I would have probably done it myself too. You know,
Yeah, I
he did have a
would've.
mask on. He had a mask on, so it's all good.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, if I had the 50K, I wouldn't have done it. He had the 50K to put up, so
If I had 50K and I knew like it's a sure bet to what, like 350K? Yeah, dude, I would have ran right the hell out there. And shout out to that guy.
Yeah,
You know?
that's
what a
a
way to
real
play. What a
MVP.
way to play the
Hey.
system.
Shout out to his partner who basically got everybody else's attention and was the first one that they caught so that he could get on the field. That's some great teamwork.
Yeah, if right now James is like, hey Ken, I got 50 grand on this, but I gotta get on the field. I'm like, what we talking, James? Shoot me the 50K. You know what I mean? I'll punch one of these fools in the mouth. Yeah, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You gotta make the big league somehow, right?
all right, man. Well, that was another edition of Sports Time for you guys. We got Anthony back in the house. It was good to get his take on this shit. Obviously, he's the resident expert.
Yeah,
He's the analyst.
He's locked
of the
in
group.
somebody's basement, but
Yeah, he's locked in. Hopefully, he's okay and they're feeding him well. I think he had a glass of whiskey with him, so he's gonna go ahead and continue the festivities. But it was good having you.
hey, let us
Back.
know.
Yeah.
Let us know. Would you have done the streaking or would you not? You know what I mean? If you could stand and win that kind of money, I'm curious because I would,
Let
and
us
I want to
know.
know what other people think.
Let us know. Comment. All right, everybody.
All right.
Sports time. Thank you.
All right, man.
Sports time. Over.
Sports time.